Hey everyone, my name is Olga and I'm happy to see you here in this new video. And today we are gonna have full face using only affordable makeup products with one single exception, and it's gonna be an eyeshadow palette. So take a seat and let's start. First product for today is gonna be from Rival Loves Me, and it's a glow and shine primer. I have skincare on my skin, but I applied it probably around 3 hours ago and I couldn't find my beloved mirror, so I'm gonna use this one. I definitely don't really like it because it's too big and slightly heavy. So let's start. It feels nicely and it smells quite nicely. By the way, it contains panthenol and it should be quite nourishing. It is supposed to be glowy, but I can't really say that it's super glowy or dewy. So in my personal opinion, it's more like slightly nourishing primer. It's not sticky, so your foundation should work the way it should work. So I mean, it shouldn't stay longer because of the primer, but it feels nicely on skin and it looks quite nice. There is one slight problem. It peels slightly, but it does peel a little bit. So take it into account. Maybe it is a reaction because of my skincare. I'm not quite sure, but take it into account. And yeah, it is slightly dewy, but just a little bit. Foundation today is going to be from Trend It Up, and it's called Hydra Stay Silky Serum Foundation in shade 10. I'm not quite sure whether this shade would work for me today or not. We're gonna find out. And by the way, shake well before using. I've already grabbed a little bit of a product and gonna apply it using a brush. So let's take a look. Well, it's okay. Could be better, but okay. I mean the shade. So it's quite easy to apply it. Coverage is around average, but you can probably layer this product. But I'm not quite sure that it would work in case of oily prone skin because it's too hydrating, I think, for oily prone skin, but it should work in case of dry prone skin, normal skin, and probably you can try it in case of combination skin. I've layered the product slightly and now I can definitely say that this product is buildable and it's quite easy to layer. But take a look on the finish. It's more natural and slightly dewy. So right now I'm gonna say definitely no in case of oily prone skin, and definitely yes in case of dry prone skin, but no in case of dehydrated skin, because dehydrated doesn't mean that the skin is dry. It's something different. And actually I like this product. It slightly blurs the pores right here, and it doesn't emphasize skin texture, but I'm not quite sure how it would behave in case you have dry patches. So in case of dry patches, I would probably be careful. And now we are gonna try a concealer from Rival Loves Me, and it's called Skin Optimizer. And I have it in shade 2. It should be slightly light, and I'm gonna use it in the under eye area. And it's quite pigmented, and the coverage is around average and high. So I would say something in between, and it depends how much product you're gonna use. I'm gonna start right here. And if you apply a thin layer, it should appear as average. If you wanna layer, you can do it and it would appear as high coverage concealer. It doesn't really emphasize skin texture. It's quite easy to blend it, but be careful in case of dry prone skin, because for you it might be slightly dry, and in your case it may appear too dry, especially in several hours. In case of normal skin, probably combo and oily, it should work nicely. Quite easy to blend this product, and it's easy to blend it into our foundation. Now we're gonna try a beautiful makeup powder from Eveline Cosmetics, and it's called Wonder Match. And I'm a big fan of this particular brand, and if you're interested in it, let me know down below. I will probably film several dedicated videos. So this powder is perfect. It's beautiful, and I like the packaging. First of all, we have a cup here, and we can close the powder, and it's amazing. Second thing, the texture is so thin and silky, and it's gorgeous. But I don't like the price of this product because I think that it's too pricey for 5 or 6 grams. But yeah, for sure you can take it on sales, and in this case it would be a good catch. So I'm gonna start from a small brush, grabbing a little bit of a product and gonna add it in the under eye area. This product is not visible on skin, and I think that this particular product would work nicely in case of normal and in case of oily prone skin. If you have more dry prone skin, I think that it might be a little bit too much for you, so take it into account. But the texture is amazing. I'm gonna apply a little bit more, and we are gonna compare. It blurs the pores, and yes, it blurs the pores. Time for a bronzer, and we have 2 products to try. I know that lots of people heard of this particular product from Catrice, and you probably have heard that it's a dupe to Charlotte Tilbury. No, it's not a dupe, it's an extremely different product, extremely different texture, and different shade. So yes, no, sorry, it's not a dupe, and we are gonna talk about it a little bit later. But in some cases, this shade would work far better when the shade from Charlotte Tilbury. It depends on your skin tone and skin undertone. So on this side, I'm gonna use the product from Catrice. On this side, I'm gonna show you this beautiful bronzer from Rival Loves Me. It smells so yummy. It smells like chocolate. Oh yeah, it's nice. But I know that some people have it's amazing. And I know that some people have problems with applying such products. And in most of the cases, it's just simply because you take a lot of products on your brush. So we are gonna start from Catrice. And actually, I'm not gonna say to you that I'm a big fan of this product, and later on I will explain why. I'm gonna start from this side, and I'm gonna grab this particular brush. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. So first thing, it's quite pigmented, so take it into account and please be careful. Grab a little bit of a product, and by the way, it might be slightly dusty, and take off extra. This shade is more neutral, I would say. It's based on brown, but at the same time it contains a little bit of red and a little bit of orange. It's quite easy to work with this product, and it's quite easy to blend it. Pigmentation is between average and high, so that's why you have to take off extra. If you want to layer, you can definitely do it. Now it's time for Rival Loves Me. I'm gonna take a cup, gonna take a brush, gonna grab a little bit of a product on a brush. Time for a cup. And I'm making sure that everything is spread. So you shouldn't see any dots on your brush. And only now I'm gonna apply this product. I like this shade. It's quite neutral, and it contains a little bit less red than this shade. Pigmentation is less than here, and it's easier to work with this product if you know a trick how to take it on a brush. You just simply don't have to use a lot. Easy to apply and quite easy to blend it. Now we are gonna try this lovely blush from Paese, and I'm gonna apply it, of course, using a brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit. This product is slightly shimmery, so it's quite pigmented and it's quite easy to take a lot on a brush. I'm gonna start application. Easy to work with it, and right now it appears as a low pigmented product, just simply because I've grabbed not a lot. But if you wanna layer and if you wanna apply more, you can definitely do it. I prefer applying less, and only in case I need to layer and I want to layer, I apply a little bit more, because it's slightly harder to remove a product and then just simply layer it. Looks beautiful, and this product is slightly shimmery, but the finish itself is not super metallic, so it shouldn't really emphasize skin texture. But in case of acne prone skin, please be careful, because it may emphasize slightly. Highlighter time, and we have two products to try. We are gonna start from Catrice, and be careful with this product. It's slightly powdery, and this product has visible base. So due to this, this highlighter definitely wouldn't work for each and everyone, and wouldn't work in all the cases. I mean, in case of different skin tones and different skin undertone. Moreover, it can easily emphasize skin texture. And the base is visible, so please take it into account, and this shade would work far better in case of fair or medium skin tone and almost all undertones, but take into account that it may appear a slightly gray right here. And now we're gonna try this highlighter from Judith Williams. It's called Pearly Glow, and it has exactly the same problem. It looks beautiful, and it's slightly brighter than this highlighter, but it has visible base as well. But it costs around €9. This product costs definitely less, around 4 or 5. So depends. Okay, let's see. And in my personal opinion, this shade would work far better in case of cold undertone, because it's too cold, and it's more like a cold champagne. So personally, I do prefer this shade, just simply because it's slightly warmer, and in my case, in case of my skin tone and undertone, this shade looks far better, but still I would prefer something warmer. And this shade is too silvery even, and yes, it has visible base as well, and yeah, of course, it can emphasize skin texture. Cool tone, warm tone. Brows, and we are gonna try only one product today from Lamel, and it's called Tinted Brow Highlighter in shade 402. Lamel is an Ukrainian makeup brand, and it's quite affordable makeup brand. And I've already applied a pencil, and this shade is slightly dark for me, and that's why I'm gonna wear a wig today. So let's start. I like this beautiful wand, and it should work and should separate nicely, but the shade itself is definitely not mine, as I've already told you. Quite easy to apply it. The product is shimmery, and actually I don't really understand it, why and what for, but okay. It works mainly like eyebrow gel. Tinted eyebrow gel, but yes, slightly shimmery. Eye makeup, and today it's gonna be slightly basic, I would say, and we are gonna try actually 3 products. I'm gonna show you this beautiful mascara from Essence. I've already tried it, and I definitely know how it behaves. We are gonna start from eyeshadow, an eyeshadow from Gosh in shade Nude. Unfortunately, I'm I'm not that impressed by this texture. It's too firm and it's not creamy at all. And if you're a makeup artist and if you prefer, and actually you should prefer, take a little bit of a product on a brush, grabbing a little bit on a hand and applying from your hand, you can't really do it because this product is way too dry and just everything is everywhere, and you can only take this product directly from the pot and there is no other option. I'm grabbing a little bit and closing it because otherwise it will be extremely dry. Actually, it's already dry, but it might be worse. So gonna start from the center. Pigmentation is quite low. It's between low and average, and currently the shade is not that visible on my eyelid, but it's okay. I'm gonna use this product as a makeup base actually. Quite easy to blend it, but I can't really suggest buying this product because it's too dry. Eyeshadows time, and we are gonna use this lovely small palette. It's called La Vie and the brand is called Chella or Chella, I'm not quite sure about it. I found this palette in a beauty box and actually we are gonna try it today. We have 2 matte shades here and 2 shimmers, and we are gonna start for sure from matte eyeshadows. I'm gonna start from the darkest shade, gonna grab it on a brush. The product is not dusty and we are gonna start from the outer corner. Pigmentation is quite high, the texture is nice, and it's quite easy to blend this eyeshadow. Probably I will layer the shade slightly, especially right here, but we'll see. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more and gonna layer slightly, and don't forget to blend in all the directions. Changing the brush and gonna grab the lightest shade and gonna use it as a crease shade. It's warm, so this shade wouldn't work in case of cool undertone and in case you have extremely fair skin, because this shade would appear on you as orange. Starting from the darkest place and moving the shade in all directions. I want to add a little bit more definition, so I'm gonna grab a small brush and gonna add the shade near the lash line in the outer corner, and I'm applying the shade on the upper eyelid and on the lower. Time to change a brush, and now it's time to apply shimmer shades. I'm gonna start from the darkest shade, from the golden one, and I'm gonna apply it probably in the center. We'll see. Most likely yes. And closer to the darkest shade. So as you can see, it's possible to apply this product using a brush, but it's far better and easier to apply using a finger because the texture is creamy. Oh, by the way, the shade itself is quite nice, but it doesn't look that super shimmery. Or let's do a trick and let's apply a little bit using a finger. Yeah, it's far better. Beautiful. Looks really beautiful. And in the inner corner, I'm gonna add the lightest shade from the palette. But for this, I need to take a small brush, found, and applying a little bit and blending everything together. Unfortunately, this shade is slightly, I would say, flaky at some point. Probably if you apply it using a finger, it would be far better, but using a brush, it's It's okay, but can be better. And just in case, take a look on my eyelid. It seems like this shimmer can emphasize skin texture. So be careful, especially in case of mature skin. It would look not the best way. Near the lash line, adding a brown eye pencil. In this case, I'm using the one from Laver and blending the edge. A Lash Without Limits mascara. So let's see. It separates nicely, curls a little bit, and seems like gives a bit of length. But talking about volume, probably not for everyone, because sometimes you can find something different which would give you a bit more volume. But in my case, it looks quite nicely. Let's compare 2 coats, 1 coat. And I like the result. The product separates nicely, gives a little bit of volume, curls a little bit, and gives a bit of length. If you prefer more volume, probably you wouldn't like it. If you prefer this effect, you would definitely like it. But unfortunately, this product may transfer. It doesn't fall off while wearing, but it definitely may transfer, especially when it's hot outside. So take it into account. And now we are gonna try 2 lip products. The first one from Wet n Wild, and it's called Matte Megalast, if I'm not mistaken, in shade Sandstorm. And the second product from NUDE Cosmetics, and it's a mineral lip gloss in shade 2. Both products are quite orange, so I'm not quite sure whether I'm gonna keep them or not. We are gonna start from... Let's start from my lip gloss. It's highly pigmented lip gloss. Just simply take a look. I'm impressed. But yeah, the shade is quite questionable, but the product is pigmented and it is a lip gloss. It's not sticky. It smells quite delicious, I would say. The applicator is nice and it reminds me lip lac more than a lip gloss. Maybe I will keep it, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Now it's time for a lipstick. The shade itself is also quite questionable because it's slightly orange. Pigmentation is quite high, but I don't really like this texture because it's dry and too waxy. Yeah, it's supposed to be long-lasting, but it's not that comfortable, I would say. As I'm gonna take it off, let's keep it as it is. The shade itself is not for everyone. I would say that it's more for warm undertone and medium to dark skin tone. Because in case of light or fair skin, it would appear too orange, and in case of cool undertone, it would appear extremely orange. We can definitely do a nice combo with this lipstick, but I don't like the formula itself. It's too dry and too waxy, as I've already told you, and it doesn't really feel nicely on lips. So currently, nowadays, you can find something better, especially if we talk about cream formulas. So it's okay, it's quite pigmented, but in my personal opinion, I'm gonna say no to this particular formula. Now I'm gonna finish my look, gonna show you eye makeup look extremely closely, and we are gonna discuss everything. Final look, and I definitely like it. And let me tell you what I've used today on my lips. I decided to take a product from Maybelline as a lip liner. It's the latest released in shade 5. By the way, these lip liners are amazing. If you have never tried them, please try because they do worth it. They are creamy, comfortable, long-lasting, and pigmented. So it's definitely yes. And as well, I've decided to keep two products we've tried today. So at the beginning, I applied the product from Maybelline. Then in the center, I've applied a little bit of lipstick from Wet n Wild, and as well added a little bit of lip gloss. And I do like final result, and it looks quite nice, but it's definitely not a good choice in case of cool tone, a cool undertone, sorry, because it would be, if you try to do it, it would be too warm and too orange in your case. And yeah, so let's discuss everything, and we are gonna start. You know what? We are gonna start from Rival Loves Me because we have quite many products from this brand. So why not? A primer, Glow and Shine primer. I don't really like it. At the beginning, I liked it. And later on, as soon as I've noticed that it may peel, well, it's probably no. It's quite nourishing, it's easy to apply it looks beautiful on skin, and it's slightly dewy. But it does peel and it's bad. Well, probably I could have tried to apply it without any skincare, and in this case, it could have been better. But unfortunately, with my skincare, this product doesn't really work. So, okay, but may not work in some cases, so take it into account. But it doesn't cost a lot from the other side. But if you wanna try a glowing primer, try this product from Catrice. Yes, it's not a primer, but in most of the cases, I use this product or in overall such products as primer. And it does work far better. Yeah, okay, moving on. A concealer. Yes, it is a nice product to try. Coverage is between average and high, so you can easily use it for covering some pimples or something else. Easy to apply, easy to blend, works nicely, but it wouldn't work in case of dry prone skin and in case you do have some dry patches in the under eye area, for instance, because it may emphasize them. And it is expected at some point because it's the long-lasting concealer. So you don't really have to use a powder over it, but anyway, I suggest doing it. If you want to be sure that nothing would crease, use a powder. Same thing is related to the foundations in overall. So yes, it is a nice product to try, but wouldn't work in all the cases, which is quite expected. In my case, I'm gonna say yes to this particular product. Bronzer, and it's definitely yes from my side. Because it's easy to work with this product, it's not super pigmented, the pigmentation is between low and average, and it is expected for face products. Face products shouldn't be super pigmented, otherwise you might be in trouble, especially if you're a beginner. So easy to work, easy to blend, and the shade itself is also quite nice. It's something between brown, red, and orange, but at the same time, it doesn't contain a lot of orange and a lot of red. So beautiful shade, beautiful product, and by the way, it's a matte version. But please take into account that it's a loose powder. So you have to be really careful, and you shouldn't work with this product the way you work with any pressed products. So take a brush. Where is it? Here it is. Take a brush, take a cup, leave it near you, grab a little bit of a product, grab a cap. Please make sure that everything is spread. There is no need to use the product directly on your face. When you are more or less done, start applying. And in this case, you shouldn't have any problems. This particular product is a nice one, but there is one more thing that you should be aware of. It smells nicely, it smells like chocolate, but if you're extremely sensitive, maybe it wouldn't work for you. In my case, it does work. It's not super, the scent itself is not super strong, and as soon as you apply the product, you don't really feel the scent within, let's say, a minute. So Yes, I'm gonna definitely say yes to foundation time. And we've tried today a product from Trended Up. And actually, I like it. It's quite easy to work with it. It's easy to blend it. You do have time for blending, and it doesn't emphasize skin texture. I'm not quite sure about dry patches, but if we talk about the skin texture, everything looks quite fine. It would work in case of dry prone skin, in case of normal skin, and combo skin. I wouldn't try it in case of dehydrated skin or oily prone skin. For oily prone, it would be a little bit, let's say, too not too oily, but too shiny, I would say. And it's not that super long lasting for extremely oily skin. For oily prone, for combo, it should work more or less, especially if you apply a powder over it. I'm not quite sure about dry patches. I don't really remember whether I've told you about it or not. Anyway, happens. So I'm just simply not quite sure, but it may work with some dry patches. So yes, it's definitely yes in my case, and it's quite nourishing, by the way. Finish is more natural, but slightly glowy. Yes, yes, yes. The next product is gonna be from Eveline, and it's a powder which is called Wonder Match. It is a beautiful powder. It is an extremely beautiful powder. The texture is thin and silky. It doesn't emphasize skin texture. It's not visible on skin. The product blurs pores and doesn't emphasize skin texture and doesn't emphasize some dryness. But if your skin is extremely dry, I think that you should probably try something else. For instance, this powder from Eveline. Eveline in overall is a nice makeup brand, and if you have never tried any products from this brand, please try it. They are so good. Yeah, they do have some not nice, let's say it this way, but in most of the cases, their products are beautiful and they do work nicely. So yes, I'm gonna say definitely yes. And moreover, I like the packaging. I like that we can close the packaging because I hate when you open a powder and it just simply flies everywhere, and it annoys me a little bit. Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow Palette from Catrice. Well, actually, it is a nice palette, but it's not a dupe to Charlotte Tilbury. We're gonna talk about it slightly later. At the beginning, let's discuss the formulas and the textures. We're gonna start from the bronzer. I like this shade, and it's definitely a bronzer, but it wouldn't work in case of cool tone. So in case of cold undertone. It's easy to work with this product, it's easy to blend it. Pigmentation, I would say, is quite average, but depending on the brush you're gonna use, it may appear as high pigmented. I mean, the product may appear. And I like to work with this product. I like that it's easy to work with it and it's easy to blend it. It contains a little bit of red and a little bit of orange, but it may be slightly dusty, and the shade itself is more on bronze side, first of all, and the second thing, it contains a little bit of, no, not just a little bit, it's based on brown. Second product from this palette is a highlighter, and I'm not a big fan of such highlighters, being honest, because it's a powder-based highlighter, and as soon as you apply it, you see some base, let's say it this way. So it may appear as something gray or something yellow on skin, depending on the skin tone and depending on a particular highlighter. This shade works for me, but in case of extremely fair skin, it may appear slightly yellow. So it wouldn't work in case of extremely pale skin with cold undertone. It's easy to apply it, it's easy to blend it, but it does emphasize skin texture, and moreover, it's a bright highlighter. So that's actually it's one of the main reasons why this product may emphasize skin texture, and moreover, it's slightly dry. If we compare this product to Charlotte Tilbury, I know that you've heard a lot that it's a dupe to Charlotte Tilbury. No, it's not a dupe. Especially, it's not a dupe to this lovely bronzer. This bronzer is amazing in case of fair skin and in case of cold undertone. It might be used as a contouring shade and it might be used as a bronzer. The shade itself is quite complicated. It's a mix of brown, gray, and a little bit of pink. Looks beautiful, works nicely. The texture is not that... Well, I can't really say that this product is dusty as well, so okay, they are both more or less creamy, but the shades, I'm so sorry, they're slightly, not really slightly, they're extremely, extremely different. So in some cases, in case, for instance, you have a medium skin tone, it's definitely far better in your case to try this product. But in case of fair skin, light skin, it's far better to use this product from Charlotte Tilbury. The shades are different. They are extremely different. And if we talk about a highlighter from this palette, I hate it. I definitely hate it because, well, it's so gentle and it's powdery again. And as I've already told you, I don't really like powder-based highlighters because in most of the cases they do have visible base. Same thing here. And if you prefer something brighter, the product from Catrice would work far better for you. So is it a dupe to Charlotte Tilbury? No, it's not. No, it's not at all. But it is a nice palette to try and it is a nice product. Moreover, these two shades are quite the same. So if you want to try this product because you like the shade, but for instance, you're not a big fan of powder, loose powder bronzers, try this product from Catrice because on skin, in my case, they do look exactly the same. And probably here we have a slightly higher pigmentation, and that's the only difference. Okay, moving on. The blush. Lovely blush from Paese. Well, I like it. It's quite easy to work with it. It's quite easy to blend it. Looks beautiful on skin and it doesn't emphasize skin texture, but it may emphasize skin texture in case of acne-prone skin. In other cases, it should work quite nicely and finish is more dewy, looks beautiful. Pigmentation is quite high, so take it into account and there's no need to grab a lot of this product. And it's easy to blend it and it's quite long-lasting as far as I know. Yes, it's definitely yes from my side. Pearly Glow Highlighter from Judith Williams. No, I'm gonna say no from my side. First of all, it's a powder-based highlighter, again, and it costs around 10 euro. Better to take a product from Catrice. It costs less and it works more or less the same. This product is bright and this product is bright. This product may emphasize skin texture and this one may emphasize skin texture as well. The only difference is the shade. That's it. That's it. So I'm not quite sure that you do really need this product. The shade is would work in case of fair skin because it's more like cold champagne, I would say. This one is more champagne. So this shade would work in case of fair skin and all undertones. This particular shade would work far better in case of cold undertone. Well, okay. This shade may not work in case of extremely pale skin and in case you have extremely cold undertone. So, and it's going to be the only one exception. And in this case, it would be far better to take this product. In my case, I do prefer a product from Catrice, but just simply because it costs less and it works more or less the same. So I'm not quite sure that you should pay more. Brows. And today we've tried only one product from Lamel, a tinted brow highlighter. I do have only one question. What for do we need shimmer inside a brow gel? I'm so sorry, but I didn't get it. The product itself is quite nice. I like the wand and it works perfectly. It spreads the product nicely and it separates everything. So yeah, from one side, this product seems quite nice. From the other side, I didn't get it. I mean, well, we don't really need shimmer on eyebrows. I mean, it's quite strange. No, don't you think so? If we talk about the shade itself, it's okay. So I like this product, but we should take off glitters. Sorry. And now it's time to talk about eyes. And we've tried 3 products and I found them finally. So we are gonna start from the product I don't really like. It's an eyeshadow from Gosh in shade 2. The shade itself is quite nice. Yes, I know it wasn't that visible today on my skin because it's too light, at least for now, for me. But the shade itself is quite complicated and nice. It's a mix of brown, light brown, a little bit of green, and a little bit of gray. So it is a nice shade, really. But for now, in winter it's gonna be fine, but for now it's still slightly light for me. But I don't like the formula. I'm so sorry, but I don't like it because the product itself is too dry. It's way too dry. And it's not that easy to take it on a brush, and it's not that easy to apply. And if you're a makeup artist, in most of the cases, makeup artists take a little bit of a product, put it on the arm, and do their best in order to apply the products from their arms or from some palettes, but not directly from the product itself. So no, I'm gonna say no. I'm so sorry. It just doesn't work the way it should work. And I'm slightly disappointed, but I like this particular shade. By the way, it reminds me an eyeshadow, a single eyeshadow from MAC in shade Omega. And it is a beautiful shade. It's extremely beautiful shade. And MAC is gonna be better. Yes, it wouldn't be a cream-based product, but it would be faster, really. Okay, mascara. Mascara from Essence. I like it. I like the result. And this mascara works quite nicely. It separates nicely, gives a bit of volume, curls a little bit, separates the lashes. Yes, it doesn't give a lot of volume, but the lashes, they look nicely. But unfortunately, this product may transfer. It doesn't fall off, no, it just simply transfer a little bit, especially when it's extremely hot. So probably in winter is gonna be far better, but still, I wish it would be slightly more long-lasting. But I do like the result, it works nicely. Eyeshadow palette. It costs a lot. I think that it's overpriced. I'm so sorry, but that's life. I found it in a beauty box. I don't really remember which one it was. Probably My Little Paris, I think. I think so. And if I'm not mistaken, this cute little palette costs 20 euro. It's a lot. It's a lot. The product itself is quite nice, but it just simply doesn't worth this money. We have 4 grams here, so it's okay, may work, and it's made in where it's made, because I think that it's made in China. Yes, it's made in China. The quality is quite nice. I totally in love with the matte eyeshadows. They are beautiful. They are creamy, they are not dusty. It's easy to work with them, easy to blend it. The eyeshadows are not that super high pigmented. And if you prefer something more pigmented, Natasha Denona or Anastasia Beverly Hills. But it's easy to work with these matte eyeshadows, so I don't really have any questions. Shimmers. Golden is far better because it's not flaky. This shade is slightly flaky, and as soon as you start applying it, some pieces may fall off, unfortunately, and you have to deal with them somehow. But the shades are quite nice. Golden, by the way, golden shade may slightly emphasize skin texture, so take it into account. And in case of mature skin, you can probably just take off extra and it would look far better. And it's better to apply this shade using a finger. You can apply it using a brush, but it wouldn't be that easy. So this lovely flaky shade. The shade itself is quite nice. It's based on white and contains a little bit of yellow. So the shade is beautiful itself, but it does flake, so it may fall off. Only 2 products are left, and we are gonna start from the lipstick. I can't deny that this formula is not mine, because I don't really like when you feel that the texture, lipstick texture, is too thick, and when you can definitely feel it, and when it's too waxy. It's just my personal opinion, but I definitely know that this formula would work for someone, and it's a nice formula at the same time, because in most of the cases such formulas, they are quite long lasting. They don't stain, no they don't, but from the other side, because the texture is quite thick, it is more or less long-lasting for cream lipstick. This shade itself, well, it's quite questionable, and it would work in case of warm undertone and in case you have medium, for instance, skin tone. In case of fair skin and cold undertone, it's definitely no, because it would appear extremely orange. This product is high pigmented, so yeah, pigmentation here is quite high, and you can definitely layer this particular lipstick. And I do like the combo I have today on my lips, and in my case it does work, but I definitely know that it wouldn't work in all the cases. In overall, it is a nice product, but if you don't like to feel something on your lips, probably you wouldn't like it. Lipstick. Oh, sorry, lip gloss. Sorry. Lip gloss from NUDE Cosmetics. I'm impressed because it's pigmented, it's high pigmented. And for a lip gloss, it's more like an exception, I would say. In most of the cases, if we talk about lip glosses, they are not super pigmented and you can't really see the shade itself. Here, we definitely can see the shade. I like the scent. It smells quite nicely, quite sweet. And at the same time, as soon as you apply this product, you don't really feel it. You don't feel the scent, and it's quite nice. The texture itself is also quite nice. It's not sticky, and at the same time, the product doesn't leak, and it stays in place. And I'm impressed, actually. I am impressed. If I'm not mistaken, it is a product from a beauty box as well, so I didn't have a choice if we talk about shade point of view. But if I had another shade, I would be probably slightly more happy, because this shade is slightly orange again. You can wear it and it may work in some cases, but in case of, again, fair skin, it may appear slightly strange. And if you combine it with any darker lip liners, it would work far better. I like this formula. It's gorgeous, it's nice, and it's nice so while wearing. For sure, as it's a lip gloss, it's not a long-lasting formula. It's expected. So we are more or less done for today, and now let's take a look how the products behave. I have my makeup on around 9 hours, and now it's time to check everything out. We are gonna start from the foundation, and it seems quite okay, but I don't really like the way it looks right here. So it could have been better. The concealer looks fine, no questions. Bronzers, perfect. The blush is perfect as well. Highlighters are in place on this side, everything is fine. Eye makeup, well, not that bad, but our cream eyeshadows, well, they didn't work the way, I mean, it actually didn't work the way it's supposed to work, so it seems like our eyeshadows creased a little bit, but I don't see, well, at least it didn't fall off. Lashes, mascara, everything is okay. Brows, it's okay, but it could be better. I mean, it's quite long lasting, but still, it doesn't really work that good in my case. As well, we've tried lip products, and by the way, I still have a lipstick just a little bit right here, so it is quite long lasting. Let me know down below what do you think about the products we've tried today, and have you tried them already or not? And have you heard of Eveline Cosmetics and paese? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please don't forget to put a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day and hope to see you soon in the next video. Ciao, ciao!